Hello there, good morning and welcome. This is Jo Cameron of Red Main Group and Julian Mellor here for our weekly podcast. I'm chuckling to myself because we're experimenting with something today, standing up, which we're going to come on to in a minute. But today's podcast is all about rules.
Rules are changing.
And the changing rules in golf and in leadership as well.
There are indeed, yeah. Quite a few changes coming up in the golf world.
Yeah, all designed to make it easier, more enjoyable, quicker.
Quicker, more enjoyable, definitely a little bit less complicated.
Yeah. Well, that's all a good thing then, isn't it? Because the rules of golf are very confusing and complicated to most of us, even.
Yep.
You know, even as I think we've got a bit of a brain, can get a bit confused by the rules this time. But it led us to start thinking, didn't it, about the changing environment of leadership as well.
It has, yeah. I think there's a lot of crossovers, isn't there, from the golf world to the business world, and you know, I know a lot about the golfing world, and Jo knows a lot about the business world. So
yeah, it's all changing. Thank goodness for that. They say the only thing that's certain in life is change, so get used to it.
Well, this is a change this morning because we stood up doing this podcast.
We are stood up, yeah, because we're going to be talking about standing up working, aren't we? Breaking the rules of leadership. Yeah. Standing up working is something different, so we thought we'd try it ourselves. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I've put a few miles in this week. I've got an app on my phone. Oh. Yeah. Well, I felt lethargic. I wasn't doing enough walking, and I'm up to over 11,000 steps a day now. So I'm dead.
How's your feet?
So
it's embarrassing, really. It's embarrassing that you've got trainers on.
Yeah.
Because you're probably the pro and allowed to just in the golf club, but you have got your trainers on, haven't you? Because your feet are still sore from blisters from like ages ago when you started your walking. How embarrassing is that?
Cool, rock on.
Embarrassing, isn't it? But you've had an interesting week as well, haven't you? Coaching people on the easiest swing in golf as well. What's been happening this week?
I've been coaching Barry this week, who's blind.
Yeah, fascinating.
Brilliant watching how he goes about it. And
is he here with his guide this week?
Chris has been here, but he hasn't been out with his guide, and he had a few problems with his guide dog, Zach, who's been causing him some trouble, but I think all in a good way.
But he's hitting the ball well then?
He always hits it well. He's a great guy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you've had some correspondence from the States as well, then I hear as well. Yeah, Chip, our mate Chip. It's like an ongoing little communication, isn't it, between you and Chip in the States?
Yeah. So he's been looking at my videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he wrote me a lovely email with a question about his golf swing, and we've done some correspondence, but. If you don't mind, can I just read out a little passage from what he wrote?
So it's just basically Google, he went on YouTube, found the easiest swing and has been watching it over and over again.
What fascinates me though is that when I read this little bit, the fact that he's still looking on YouTube for some answers. So he says, his name's Chip. Just for the record, I'm a 3 handicap, 62 years old. He hit an 8-iron 160 yards. It's okay to tell me that Ladance golf will require an easy swing and I have to take one more club. You can allude to me in your videos as a senior golfer in Palm Springs, California, who has been retired for 16 years and has spent $250,000 on lessons from the best teachers around.
$250,000?
$250,000 on lessons, golf lessons. And he's still looking on YouTube for the answer. And he loves what we did. I made him a little video and sent it over to him, and his reply was, I'm not turning enough, am I? And I went, no, you're not.
So he's not turning enough in his golf swing then?
Yeah.
So he's going to do that this week and see what happens then,
he spent $250,000 trying to find the answer.
He's been retired 16 years.
Yeah, so he's a headhunter in America.
Is that what most people aspire to do? To just play golf every day?
Yeah,
you know, retire and play golf every day and play off. What was it? 3?
3, yeah. Yeah, very good player. But the fact that he spent that kind of money on golf tells you a lot about. I mean, obviously in the business world, he put some good people into Apple apparently.
He plays too. Was it in Apple? The one of the head honchos in Apple.
Tim. Let me just have a quick look. What Tim?
Placed one of the top blokes in Apple, didn't he?
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it? The power of the internet, how it travels. Really, your videos. Yeah. You're up to about 57,000 views now.
Yeah,
you're just showing off. I think.
Yeah. Tim Cook, his name. He plays Tim Cook at Apple.
I think you're just showing off because I've only had about 2 views on my channel.
Sorry.
You know. Yeah, and I was actually on the telly. I was on the telly a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I've only had about 2 views on my channel. So if you're watching there, listening to this. Subscribe to my channel because I've got got to catch up with Julian. So you've had a lovely week. My favourite memory of you this week is when I rang you. I said, "What are you doing?" And you went, "I'm sitting on a log."
Yes, I was.
You were sitting on a log because it was a beautiful sunny day here in the UK, which doesn't happen very often, does it?
No, that's when I was making
But
the
it
video.
was exactly, I know, the power of technology. So you were sat on a log in the sunshine.
Yeah.
At
work.
You're just showing off. See, so you get to sit on a log. Well, I've been doing all the marketing this week, haven't I? I've been focusing on the marketing this week. So I've put in a lot of hours this week.
I didn't want to interrupt you when you were on a flow this week.
Yes.
That's for sure.
I know, yeah. You could have always interrupted me for some chocolates. Oh, you did actually buy me some chocolates this week because I was feeling a bit, I was going to say down in the mouth. So I've got some dental work. I've got some dental work. No, I don't want to talk about my teeth. But some substantial dental work coming up. So I need lots of TLC next week, including lots of chocolates, although I don't eat many. But anyway, you eat most of them, and so does our daughter. But nonetheless, it was very kind of you to come and release me from my duties of marketing our company at Red Main Group. But we've got some open days coming up, haven't we? So here is an invitation. If you would like to come to the Belfry, you are more than welcome to join us on the 12th of April. We're having an open day, show you what our golf-inspired business solutions is all about. But yes, we've been enjoying ourselves this week. It's been lovely. So yes, the rules. Lots have been changing in rules of golf, haven't they? So we're going to talk about the rules of golf and what's changed.
Yeah.
You're going to make it easy for anybody to understand, including me. So the rules of golf are changing, and also that led us on to thinking about the changing rules in business, which led us on to thinking about standing up working, because that's a new phenomenon, even in the workplace, and bringing you through some benefits of standing up working, which led me also to think a little bit of a plug for our programmes. What think? Standing up. We'll think.
Yeah, standing up.
Yeah, more of the standing up. Sorry, only joking. What was I saying then? You interrupted me. I was saying about there's another reason why people should come on our programmes, because when you sitting down learning the leadership stuff that we talk about, it's not very good sitting down. It's bad for your heart, bad for your blood sugar levels.
Really bad.
So come on our programmes where you can stand up a bit more and be outside and hit some golf balls. It's lovely. Even if you don't like golf, you can come anyway. So the rules of golf. What's changed?
There's a few things that's changing.
Why they changed it to start with? What's the impetus?
They're hundreds of years old. A lot.
Really?
Of rules. Yeah, and some of them hadn't moved with the times.
Right.
And a lot of talk now is about speeding the game up and making it a little bit more fun and a little bit less complicated where rules are concerned. So they're taking away the 5-minute rule, which is if you've lost the ball, you've got 5 minutes to find it. They're going to change that to 3 minutes now.
Oh, I'm feeling the pressure already.
Yeah. So that's going to be very interesting. The way that they you drop the golf ball, you normally have to stand tall and drop it from shoulder height. Now you can drop it from just above the grass, which is like an inch.
Which means that you can drop it in a nice place.
You're going to drop it in a much nicer place. So it's probably going to help with the scoring.
Yeah.
Without question. Yeah. I hope people don't do it wrong.
Don't cheat.
Don't cheat.
No, golf's not a game where you want to cheat.
No. There's a few rules on the greens which I'm really pleased about. So there's a thing called spike marks when they make a mess of the green, and you have little worm casts on the green, and traditionally you're not allowed to do anything with those. You have to put over them, and now you can change them so you can
move them.
You can repair them.
Get rid of the worm casts.
The worm casts are a nightmare.
Such an obvious thing to do, though, isn't it? Really, I mean,
let's face it. But God knows why they didn't do it before. But they have. Thank God for that.
Yeah,
so that's brilliant. There's changes to rules in hazards. And I think in business there's got to be a few changes to rules and hazards, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think the government have done a few things this week where business is concerned.
Yeah.
The other thing is if your equipment is faulty, before you couldn't use it, now you can carry on using it. So that's all right. That's
Why
good.
would you want to carry on using faulty equipment though?
Well, you might have dinted the top of it, for instance, and it's still perfectly usable.
Oh, and you couldn't use it before?
You couldn't use it before. Once you altered the characteristics of a golf club, you couldn't use it for the rest of the round. So that's quite a cool
So to get more relaxed?
It is a bit more relaxed.
Has the rule-makers taken up yoga or something?
A bit more controlling, really.
Right.
Yeah. But ultimately simpler.
Is that really going to make a difference then? Looking for your ball.
Massive.
Why?
Massive.
It's only 2 minutes, isn't it?
People, if you've got 5 minutes, I'll take 6. they'll take 7 if they can get away with it. So yeah, it's just going to.
I mean, I'm sure my dad spent a lot longer than 5 minutes looking for his balls.
Your dad does like. He won't give them up, will he?
So what have I got to say to him now, Dad? You only got 3 minutes. It's gone. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Our favourite song. Let it go.
The secret to that is hit a provisional. If you don't know what one of those is, you hit a ball before you. If you think you've lost it, hit a spare one, a provisional ball. And then if you have lost your first one, your second one's in play. So you don't have to walk back to the tee or wherever you hit it from and do it again. Right. So
these rules don't actually change until next year, though, do they?
2018, yeah. They're going to try some on tour, I think, this year.
Yeah, right.
Which is a good thing. And let's see how it pans. But I think they've taken a lot of time and a lot of considered questions have been asked, and I think there's going to be some good results. Yeah,
that's good.
That's good.
So your golf tip this week, you've been sitting, the reason why you were sitting on the log, well, you were making some more videos, weren't you? So you made some videos for seniors and stuff. What's your main tip this week?
On YouTube for senior golfers, the easiest swinging golf for seniors.
Yeah.
It's getting quite a few views already and a few thumbs up, which is quite nice. I would say that I'm a senior golf specialist coach, and I don't think there's many of those in the UK. And we kind of take into account a body that's ageing and with its limitations, and we make the most of it.
Am I a senior then?
No.
What age are you seniors?
Over 50.
Man, getting close to it.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
So not yet.
Wow, blimey. So what's your top tip then from these videos?
Reduce tension. Number one enemy of the golf swing.
And you do that by what? Measuring, don't you? You've got a little nifty measuring thing. Yeah.
Measure it out of 10. The Goldilocks number is 5 and under. So if 10's the tightest, the stiffest you can be, you want to be under 5. Yeah. I'm down to 2, so I'm really relaxed.
So you just need to ask yourself, how tightly am I gripping my club?
And start to reduce it where possible. You don't just reduce it in the grip though, it goes from the forearms, the shoulders, your lower back, your legs, your knees, your hips. So it takes tension away from all over the body. But the main focus initially is the grip.
Which is going to make it less hard, isn't it? Because if you're tight, you're tense, you're taking a lot of energy, so you're going to enjoy it.
Well. So a tight muscle is actually very inefficient. When it's relaxed, it moves much better. So.
Do you know that's it? Really? Do you know you've just provided a seamless link there to what we're talking about today with regard to standing or working.
Yeah.
Because apparently, when you sit down, there's a muscle in your hip. That gets a lot of tension in it when you sit down, and that can cause you lots of stress. See, that's me banging my hip muscle.
I wonder if that's why I don't like sitting. I like standing up or lying down, but I don't like sitting.
Yeah, that's because this hip muscle, when you're sitting, is under tension, which can lead to obviously stress in your body. My yoga teacher was doing it last night. In fact, last night we spent almost all the class on our hips. Very, very, very challenging class last night, including a reclining hero, which is a very, very, very challenging posture, which I'm still practicing. But it basically stretches these, like where your pockets are. Yeah. If you've got pockets in your trousers, they're here, those hip muscles there that tighten up when you're sitting down. So this is my pitch for standing up working, because we're talking about changing the rules of business, aren't we? Yeah. We're all used to sitting down at our desks. So it's becoming more popular now because of these reasons. I've read some research which is saying that basically if you like to keep your weight down, when you're standing up, apparently you use more calories than when you're sitting down. Yeah. So
and what about the percentage of the Netherlands that stand up working as opposed to the UK?
Is that quite high?
80%.
Really?
And in the UK, it's something like 4%.
Is it? I love people in the Netherlands. They're always like full of vitality and health. But apparently,
no wonder if they're standing up.
I know. But apparently, you can lose about 1,000 extra calories a week simply from standing at your desk. So if weight's an issue for you, then that's a good thing. And generally speaking, using a standing up desk lowers your blood sugar levels, which is really good. So it's going
to help with diabetes, surely.
Well, yeah, because apparently when you sit down, it can increase your risk of heart disease and diabetes because you're not efficiently using the sugar that you've just when you've eaten a meal, you're not using your sugar efficiently.
And I guess the blood's not flowing properly.
Exactly, and they reckon that in a small study of 10 it's only a small study of 10 workers, but they stood up for 180 minutes after lunch, reduced the blood sugar spike by 43%.
No way.
Yeah, so that means you're going to be a lot more efficient. So, your food's working more efficiently, yeah. Well, no, that's why I think you like standing up and why you don't get stressed, because you're always standing up. You've got a good thing. But it says that the harmful effects of sitting after meals could help explain why excessive sedentary time is linked to a whopping 112% greater risk of type 2 diabetes.
Good God.
So get up, stand up, move your desk if you can. I mean, they now have proper desks that you can actually sit and stand. But, say if you're a home worker, you could just put it on a windowsill or something, or just get up and walk around.
Put it on some books.
Put it on some books, whatever, yeah. But apparently they've been studying standing up since about 1953. And it can actually, since then, so scientists have developed a much greater understanding of the effects of sitting on the heart health. So with prolonged sedentary time thought to increase the risk of heart disease. Listen to this. So prolonged sitting down can increase the risk of heart disease by up to 147%.
Good God.
147% just from sitting down.
Take up golf and business.
Come on, one of our programmes, get up. And the other thing, interestingly, is that back pain actually goes down. So another study said that participants reported up to 32% improvement in back pain after standing up working. Because, as we've said before, when you sit down, you can do a combination of two, and it takes a bit of getting used to. That's the issue, isn't it?
Ultimately, mobility.
So we're not used to standing up. Our bodies are not used to using the muscles. So that's why when we complain of back pain, it's to do with the shortening of the front muscles of the hips, isn't it? As we know from our body strength and conditioning coach. And then all that standing up means that it can effectively boost your productivity. And it can help you live longer.
Does it help with stress?
Yeah. And your mood, which is a really important thing, I think. Because, when you're standing up, apparently they did a survey again, and a lot of people, 87% of people that stood up working said they've got a better mood when they were standing up. Mm. So how are you feeling? Are you feeling in a good mood now you're standing up?
I never feel in a bad mood.
Probably because you're always standing up, out in the fresh air. I know.
Well, it all makes sense, doesn't it?
It does make sense, doesn't it? But it's very easy to do, isn't it?
Really?
Very easy. One of my favourite sayings.
And it's free.
It's free. One of my favourite sayings, easy to do, easy not to do.
Yeah.
Easy to do, easy not to do. Standing up working is easy to do, it's easy not to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you are a leader in a corporate environment, we're talking about leading by example, gone are the days where you can just shout at people and tell them what to do. People want to be led and inspired.
And coached.
Yeah, and coached. Yeah. They don't want to be, bullied at work, as people were before.
It surprises me how many leaders who are, I think, it seems to me you can be good at your job, you're then upgraded to a leader of your team, and yet you're not taught how to lead.
That's exactly right, yeah.
And coaching, I know so few people know how to coach, and they don't even know what it means.
Yeah. Well, because people are more sophisticated. Do you know now, like most people are saying, up to about 39%, according to one survey, is that said that 39% of people felt that the working overly hard had disrupted their working life. And in fact, 46% said they'd quit a job to get better job satisfaction, even if they needed to change their job.
Yeah.
So the ultimate answer is, if you're a leader, you've got to make the environment nice, isn't it? Our course the other day, we were talking about leadership, weren't we? We said, if your office is the 10th hole at the Belfry, which is an amazing hole at the Belfry, you've got to make that a nice environment, aren't you? So if standing up working makes it a more nicer environment, people's better mood, they're more effective, they're more productive, then explore standing up working for your people. Not everybody likes change overnight, do they? These things can take some time, but it's worth having a go at, isn't it?
Well, the activity that we do about change management is brilliant, isn't it?
Really good, isn't it? Yeah.
Really.
So you need to come on our course to learn about change management now.
Yeah, we could tell you, but you're going to have to come and see.
So next week, I thought we could have a look at our ideas on leadership as well, which is the 6 principles that I've developed around leading with ease. So we'll look at that next week. What are we doing at the weekend?
Rugby.
Rugby at the weekend again. This is the last one. England are looking good, aren't they? Woohoo!
Well, they've won it, and now we're going to go over to Ireland and beat the Irish.
That's the plan.
Nothing against the Irish, but we will beat you.
Yeah. That's the plan. And then some friends on Saturday night as well, which will be very nice. So, well, let's hope that it's not as cold as it was yesterday in the UK. It's predicted to be about 10 degrees. But I hope you enjoyed our little podcast today with me, Joe Cameron, and Julian Mellor of Red Main Group. What we do is golf-inspired business solutions, including leadership, away days and team building events and employee wellbeing programs. Get your people out in the fresh air, moving about, getting them de-stressed. So if you've got any comments, questions, email us on info@redmaingroup.com. That's info@redmaingroup.com. Or check out the website on redmaingroup.com or Google me, Joe Cameron, or Julian Mellor. So have a lovely week. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.